Electric Fire, Chapter 26, Once in a Dream. Overnight, Shadow's wound had healed. When Maddie came in to take the old bandages off and replace them, she carefully unwrapped the old ones off the wound, but it was gone. She thought at first maybe his fur was blocking the wound, so she gently rubbed the fur away, trying to see where the wound was, but she still found nothing. She didn't wake Shadow, though. It was quite strange to her on how fast the wound had healed. Though this wasn't the first time for him to heal so fast, the bullets from the drones, though, compared to the weapon that shot him, the drone's bullets were smaller and didn't go in too deep. Maddie just tossed the old bandages in a garbage and walked out.
A noise woke me up from sleep. It was a helicopter flying overhead, or so I thought. But it wasn't. Something then jumped in through the window. A yellow ball landed right next to me. I thought Gunn had tossed it in, but then it uncurled. It was a yellow fox with two tails. Tails! I exclaimed. I then hugged him. He gladly returned the hug.
Oh, good, you're safe, Sonic. You had us worried. Coral, Rouge, Omega. Rouge went to go to Gun to try and rescue you and Shadow, but she hasn't come back yet. I don't think she got captured. She's too smart for that. I mean, she did say she used to be a spy and a thief.
Shadow started to wake up a bit as me and Tails spoke. We were definitely glad to see one another. Shadow got up with no problem. Then he noticed the bandages were gone, but also he took notice that he wasn't in any pain. Once Tails noticed he was awake, well, he ran to Shadow.
You alright?
Yeah, I think so.
Tails then explained to Shadow that Rouge had gone to Gun to find out how to rescue us. I watched Shadow's reaction to the news. I sensed he was thinking on going back there to find Rouge, but we barely escaped with our lives from our escape from running into them back on the Ark.
Where's Omega at?
Back at Carl's. He's fine. Carl's there with him. I just wanted to see you guys. Carl got a text from Tom yesterday saying you two were back home.
Then I looked at Shadow. We should go and rescue Rouge. I mean, she went in there to get us. I don't want her getting experimented on like they had done to us. Shadow turned away and crossed his arms. He didn't face me at all.
I don't think they do that to her. I believe Gun are against us only. Rouge isn't exactly a threat to worry about. Besides, she told me that she's gotten out of a lot of situations before.
Come on, Shadow. She went there for us. Shadow kept his back turned and arms crossed.
I know, but we both barely escaped the Ark with our lives. I don't want to lose anyone else. I'll go on my own to rescue her. Your life is more important than my own. You have a family. I don't. I lost the only one I ever had. I feel as though I'm stealing Tom and Maddie from you just by staying here. They're your family. They need you, not me. I'm going to Gun alone. I promised you that I will keep them off your back, so you can have your freedom back. This might be your only chance on staying here on Earth.
Shadow. Before I could say anything else, Shadow was gone in a flash. I let out a sigh after he was gone. I then looked at Tails. Tails, you thinking what I'm thinking? Tails looked back at me with a confused look.
I believe so, but it's going to be dangerous if we're going after Shadow to Gun. We might need some reinforcements.
I only nodded. There was no way I'd let Shadow go alone, no matter what. He was my friend, and I couldn't just let him give up like this.
I made it outside of Gun's HQ. Cameras were everywhere. I had to move quickly, trying not to be spotted by them. I wasn't going down without a good fight. I felt kinda bad that I left Sonic back there, but I'd rather put myself in danger like this. I know if I got shot, I wouldn't die. Seems that I was almost immortal, somehow. I know Gerald meant to create a being that could live forever, but maybe he never thought I'd be the creation that could. Well, here I am, putting that theory to the test. If I am immortal, then I'd have to watch everything crash and burn, as in all life coming to an end while I'm still standing here. I never asked for any of this. Me being created was a huge mistake. I couldn't be a cure, I couldn't get Maria to safety, and I'm also a lousy excuse for an ultimate life form. I am only good at being a magnet for danger. Sonic was fine until I accidentally fell through the window. There wasn't exactly any way in outside the gun building. I couldn't exactly run up the building. Only way in was through the front door, or have them come for me. If I got caught, there would be no way on getting to Rouge. The front doors at least were automatic. Just about anyone could enter. But there was a front desk right as you enter. Luckily, the desk was pretty tall, and well, it was easy for me to crouch down. Also, there was a camera in the room. There was another door past the desk, but there was also a vent. It was broken. To just my luck, I made a mad dash for it just as the cameras moved towards me. Once in the vent and far from the room, I let out a sigh. It was hard to tell where I was from inside the vent. It was so cramped and small. I only wanted to get Rouge out of this building before going to confront the commander. My own friends mattered more to me at the moment. I was the one who got us in this mess after all. Though if Rouge hadn't released me, well, none of this would have happened. But I made a promise, and I'm going to keep it. Even if the world chooses to be against me, I'll fight like I always have, no matter what the odds. Sonic didn't call me the Edgelord for nothing. The vents only led to a bunch of rooms, also dead ends, so many floors of offices. Also, the vent led me to the lab. Finding Rouge in this place was easier said than done. This was a giant maze, but one thing is certain. She wasn't in the lab as far as I could tell. Nothing was in the lab. No one was there at the time. It was great timing to just snoop around a bit, just to make sure. It was quiet. It also looked the same as when me and Sonic were here, but there were empty syringes on the table, 2 to be exact. One said shDNA, the other said SODNA. I figured it was our blood samples. I wondered why they were empty, and also why they were laying around. But then a door opening spooked me. I quickly slipped under the desk to hide. I heard talking, but the door closed again. No one walked in. I used this as a chance to go back into hiding in the vents. I went back to searching for Rouge, only to get a dead end in the vents. Seeing this was as far as they went this time. I passed so many rooms, but didn't find my friend in any of them. Where could she be? I wondered silently. I then headed back to trying not to make a sound. It was very difficult in this situation. It was a possibility that Rouge escaped without getting caught, or maybe she ended up back at the prison where I escaped from. I neared the lab again, but something was tossed in with me. Someone must have heard me stumbling around a bit, probably thought I was a rat or something. The vent started to get covered in what I believed to be some kind of gas or poison. The vent filled with a deep fog. I was left paralyzed as someone opened the vent as the fog cleared just as quickly as it was tossed in. I couldn't move. I remember being pulled out of the vent by someone in a lab coat. My vision was a blur. I blacked out. It was possible it was a sleeping gas. I woke to some kind of commotion outside. I was in a lab. Rouge was there, but she had a gun uniform on. Also, she held a large vial in her arms. She just approached me. I was in a large cylinder tank made of glass, similar to the one I was created in.
Sorry, Shadow. I couldn't get myself out of this one. They gave me a job. I couldn't refuse. Also, I read your file.
There was a small door in the tank. She slid something through it. My file. Oh, finally, I can get some answers. Rouge sighed a bit sadly before turning away.
I'm not supposed to be here, let alone showing you the file. The others are busy right now. I mean, our friends are here. Sonic, Omega, Tails, even Tominati. You might want to tell them the truth, Shadow.
The truth? I didn't know what she was talking about. I guess the truth would only be found in this file she handed me. Maybe I missed something. The file stated that I had died a long time ago. But Gerald made a clone of the original so-called ultimate life form, one that would put an end to mankind without question. This file stated I was that clone. I was the one to follow Gerald's orders. The last time I went to the Ark, the original me died a long time ago in a crash. Obviously, that isn't true. Just more lies from my own creator. I just looked up at Rouge. This file is all lies. The only truth in here is that I'm half Black Arm. I know what I told you before about Gerald. There was a time he was kind, once, until I became a failure to him. I mean, Maria had an illness. I was supposed to be a carrier for her. I was supposed to be injected with the cure so she wouldn't have to stay on the Ark. But I wasn't able to. My life has been nothing but lies. The raid was caused by my own creator in hopes I'd be destroyed. I was given one task, and that was to get Maria to safety, but she died by a gunshot wound. Actually, two. This file is full of lies, just trying to make me into some kind of monster. I am the original Shadow, not a clone.
What makes you so sure you aren't a clone, Shadow?
Rouge asked. It seems she didn't believe me. If I were, well, I wouldn't be questioning anything my creator did. I highly doubt there is a clone of me. So far, nothing Gerald said about me is true. I am no ultimate life form. I am only a weapon. I haven't exactly done anything to prove I'm a danger aside from beat up some drones. Though I did trash a lab once, also fought the soldiers as well. I don't wish to destroy this planet for revenge. I know Gerald wanted me to. I looked at the file and said nothing more before tossing it aside. Now I knew the truth as to why Gun were after me. I came here to rescue you, but it seems you don't need saving. Now my question is, if Sonic is safe, from Gun, I promised before I left that I'd make sure they leave him out of this mess. Rouge took a moment before speaking.
Well, for now, yes. They were mainly after you, but they are planning on keeping a watch on Sonic, just to be sure he isn't a threat. Though he did cause an electrical blast in his sleep that one time.